Hello, I'm John Knight, back again. I guess I'm going to try to do one a week. I was almost thinking about not doing one today because I didn't know exactly what I wanted to say. But there were some things I wanted to bring out, and so I just decided I'd come on and get it across the best I could. So I'm going to introduce myself, John Knight, and here's a one-verse song I've written. I may do some more later. I don't sing it in a lot of places, but it tells exactly what I want to know. I want to know, what is the deal? Tell me the truth. Tell me what's real. I want to know what words will stand the test of time. Ages away, I want to be living alive eternally. I want to know what words will stand the test of time. I'll sing it again. I want to know, what is the deal? Tell me the truth. Tell me what's real. I want to know what words will stand the test of time. Ages away, I want to be living alive eternally. I want to know what words will stand the test of time. And I really do. I want to know what words will stand the test of time. And I firmly believe that the words of Jesus will stand the test of time. He said in John 18:37, Jesus answered Pilate. When Pilate asked him, "Are you a king?" Jesus said, "You say rightly that I am a king. For this cause I was born, and for this cause I came into the world, that I should bear witness to the truth. Everyone who is of the truth hears my voice." So I consider the words of Jesus to be the absolute truth. I'm counting on living my life so that one day, when I cross over from this little tidbit of time life to my forever life, Jesus will say to me, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." And I live expecting to hear those words. I live planning to hear those words. I choose my behavior as well as I can so that I'll qualify to hear those words. Because his words, to me, are the truest words ever spoken. That is how I see it. I'm giving you my opinion. I'm living my life that way. And a lot of other people share the same belief. There's a whole lot of people out there counting on going to heaven when they cross over. It looks like life ends when you're down on the ground and can't breathe and can't walk. It looks like it's over. But that's how it looked when Jesus died. Looked like it was over for Jesus. Sure looked like it. But sometimes our eyes don't tell us exactly the truth. But there's something beyond our eyes, and in our case, Christians' case, it's in this book. This book says that after 3 days, Jesus came back into a body that would never die again. And he moved into that body. He was alive again, walking the earth, talking to people, eating, teaching. This book says that it's not over when it looks like it's over, that this life here is just a little tidbit of time life, about like that, just a little tidbit of time. And when Peter was facing a situation when they came to arrest Jesus where he didn't want to die. He didn't want to die, so he lied about knowing Jesus. He said, "I don't know him." And they asked him 3 times, "Do you know him?" And he said, "I don't know him." He was trying to save this little tidbit of time life. He didn't want to die. He didn't want to die. Well, I don't want to die either. So in order to not be arrested and killed when Jesus, although Peter said, "I'm with you," but when his life was on the line, he decided he didn't want to die. Well, when he saw Jesus come back from the grave after being dead for 3 days, he reevaluated his understanding. And then he realized this little tidbit of life is not what we need to be protecting. We need to be protecting our forever life. I want to know, what is the deal? Tell me the truth. Tell me what's real. I want to know what words will stand the test of time. Ages away, I want to be living alive eternally. I want to know what words will stand the test of time. And I'll tell you, if you could count the hours that the people that voted for Trump read this book, it'll be a lot bigger number than if you counted the hours of the people that read this book that voted for Camilla. That'd be a very low number. Because, Camilla, she made a statement that just didn't hold up. Somebody said, Jesus is Lord and Jesus is King at her rally. And she said, I think you're at the wrong rally. Now, I kind of got this mixed. I misquoted this thing on one of my former tapes. I'll name it later, but I didn't have time to figure out which tape I did it wrong on. But Camilla said, you need to go to the smaller rally down the street. When they said Jesus is Lord, she corrected them and said, you need to go to the smaller rally down the street. And everybody laughed and applauded in the crowd when she said, you need to go to that smaller rally. Well, she was wrong about the size of the rally. It was her rally that was the smallest. And the people that voted for her were wrong too. They might have thought they were in the bigger rally, but they weren't. The bigger rally puts a lot more emphasis on Jesus than her party. Her party doesn't even mention Jesus. Her party in their platform doesn't mention God or Jesus, his son. No mention made to God, no mention made to Father, Son, or Holy Spirit. None. It's different in the Republican platform. He is mentioned in that platform. But Camilla didn't want nothing to do with Jesus being Lord. She called people who wanted that, you need to go to the smaller rally. Well, the people that voted for Trump think different than the people that voted for Camilla. And I'm not saying you can't go to heaven if you voted for Camilla, but I think that the ones who voted for Trump as a group know Jesus a whole lot better than the ones who voted for Camilo and Tim. Now, I'm talking about the truth today. And just let me point out that I think Joe Biden don't know a whole lot about the truth, because he said numerous times he would not pardon his son. Well, that was before the election, and I think that he didn't want to lose those votes that he'd have lost if he'd have said, I'm going to pardon him, or I'm thinking about it. He said, I'm not going to do it. Well, guess what? Now, Whoopi Goldberg, I've got her name. Have I got a name? Whoopi Goldberg. She come up with her rendition of what happened. Something like this. He wasn't lying when he said he wouldn't pardon him. He just hadn't decided to pardon him yet. That on Sunday he was eating a turkey sandwich, maybe with some cranberry sauce, and something just come over him, and he decided that he had to protect his son who was being falsely accused, and he just have to pardon him. Now, that's Whoopi's version of what happened. Sorry, I just can't go with that. I think he was lying big time, and forever is an example of what a Democrat will do to further their own cause. Pardoned Hunter Biden, pardoned him when he said numerous times, I won't, no way. He was lying. Joe Biden is huge in that arena. He will do what he said he wouldn't do if it serves his purpose. You cannot believe him. The Democratic Party will tell you a lie in a heartbeat. They're big on deception. They told numerous lies on Donald Trump. Even paid paid big money to have somebody cook up a false story about him in Russia. And what, oh man, paid big bucks, but nobody went to jail for it. Joe Biden's he's just a liar. That's all you can say. But a lot of you that voted for that party, you couldn't care less. I'm telling you, there's people that think they're going to heaven, voted for that party. I hope you can make it. But I know that they support three things that God hates. Killing babies before they're born. God hates that. Men smooching men, he hates that. Freeloaders, he hates that. He said, if you don't work, you don't eat. Many people who support that party, they may think they're Christians, but they're supporting a party that couldn't care less. I couldn't support that party. I couldn't vote for Camilo and Tim. Just couldn't do it because they support. They don't want Jesus at their rally. I want Jesus at my rally. I'm counting on him to say to me one day when I cross over, well done, my good and faithful servant. Enter into the joys of your salvation. I want him to say, well done. I want to have done well. Now, the Bidens are got a pile of money. They made it in a wicked, lying way. And so I'm going to sing another song. Because they don't have the big picture. In Jeremiah 17:11, it says, you can make a lot of money the wrong way, a wicked way, but you can't keep it. I don't think the Bidens are going to be able to keep their money. They're going to lose it. I think that Joe's legacy is just going to be a joke because he got his money the wrong way. Same with Hunter. Then I don't think he's going to be able to keep it. And I think Joe's legacy and Camilo's too, they're just going to be a joke. They're a joke if you like listen to The View and Whoopee and all of them. That's funny. But I'll tell you what ain't funny. When you realize what Joe and Camilo's open borders resulted in empty chairs and empty rooms in Lincoln Riley's family and Rachel Morin's family and Jocelyn Mungary's family. What that party did on the border brought tragedy to that family. And of course, you voted for it anyway. You just must not care. Whatever, I don't know. I hope you can get a truer picture, a bigger picture before you leave this world. So, Joe and them don't know what's going to happen down the road. Oh, Lord. All the money in the world. Let me see. Thought I had this one figured out. All the money in the world won't buy a drop of water one day. All the money in the world won't buy a drop of water one day. While there's time, will you find the straight and the narrow way? All the money in the world won't buy a drop of water one day. A rich man lived in pleasure, believing all was well. He died and he was buried, and his eyes awoke in hell. He longed to tell the ones he loved, do not come to this place. His days to warn had come and gone. They never heard him say, but this is the truth. All the money in the world won't buy a drop of water one day. All the money in the world won't buy a drop of water one day. While there's time, will you find the straight and the narrow way? All the money in the world won't buy a drop of water one day. So the billions that the Bidens have made, the way they made it, If they don't get right with Jesus before they leave this world, they won't be able to buy a drop of water where they're going. That's the way my book reads. I hate to see the view. You know, I come up with this understanding. I think that we can laugh at what the view is saying because it's kind of funny when you realize how stupid it is. Like that rendition of what got Joe to pardon his son, to this great revelation of how bad his son was treated. So he is going to treat him better and pardon him when he said he wouldn't. Joe Biden's just a big lie. And that whole Democratic Party is ate up with it. Now, there's a man being that Trump has picked, Kash Patel. I may have his last name wrong, but he's the man for the job, and I hope that the vote in the Senate is not secret, because if a Republican does not vote for that man, I want to know what Republican did not vote, because I think he's finished. I think we deserve to know who does not vote for a man that can clean up the swamp. If you don't vote for him, we want to know about it. I hope it's not a secret ballot vote, because we want to know if you do not stand for cleaning up this wicked agenda. Listen, big bucks were paid to trash Trump. Big bucks were paid to tell lies on him. The Democrats did it. It was proven, and nobody went to jail for it. I told a story in one of my videos. If a man robs a bank, he got in about 8 o'clock, robbed the bank, and they catch him later. And there was a video in the bank, a camera that caught an employee letting him in. When they arrest him and he's tried, they'll also try the employee that let him in. I do not understand. Lincoln Riley's killer got life in prison without parole. I do not understand how Joe Biden and Camilo are not in jail for letting that unvetted killer rapist into this country. There are numerous women that have been killed and raped because they didn't keep the killers and the rapists out. It was their job. They didn't do their job, but so many of you Democrats just don't see it, don't recognize it. You don't care. The people that voted for Trump care. We want to see this nation be great again, and listen, if there's that much wickedness in high places, and how we're going to protect everybody if somebody of Trump's stature is not exempt from lies, that people with money will come against him just to frame him? Where's our protection? We got to clean that swamp out. And we want to know the people that do not support Trump's pick for the generals he wants to clean up this trash. We put him in there, and I tell you, I hope that Joe just don't get totally stupid. You know, I'm getting a little bit over the top, but there's a while yet before he goes out. I hope he'll just take a break and don't do anything any more stupid than he did when he pardoned his own son. He set himself up to be forever remembered as a master liar. Lying Biden. That's what you got in that party. If you want to stick with that party, stick with them. But there's a whole lot of people leaving it because we want to know the truth. We want to live in the truth. We're all about the truth. I'm counting on the truth. The truth will endure when the lies are forgotten. And Joe's legacy and Camilo's will just be laughed at. He's going to be laughed at the rest of his life. Not because what he did was funny, but when you look at the view, and some of their reactions, you can't hardly help but laugh at them. I see a lot of laughter in the country. A lot of laughter. I think people are glad to see evil getting what it's due instead of coming out on top of the pile. It confuses folks how well wicked people do. But this book says they can get to the top, but they can't stay there. And that's what I think we're seeing in this country. That the wicked rose real high. They got high for 4 years, but they came down. Now they just got a few more days to be stupid and wicked. And I hope Joe will calm it down and don't do something just totally ridiculous. So I know I get a little bit over the top, but at my age, the older you get, the less you care. So I'm proud to be a Christian. I'm living my life to hear those words. Well done, my good and faithful servant. I came here to do the best I could, to express my appreciation for the truth and appreciation for this country standing up for the truth, trying to make this country great again. And I believe I'm excited about it. And let's realize that we won a battle, but the war is just cranking up.